Do you think his passing was karma?
Hell no. I don't know what that was.
Charleston White said that he worked hard to die.
They would go get him. Because the boy worked hard to get got.
He said he was trying his hardest to end up dead. Foolio did so much stuff, went to people's grave sites, dissed the dead consistently, got shot at multiple times and got shot multiple times. Like, hey, listen, you did a lot of shit. That's why that happened. Or it was just, hey, you just moved sloppy.
I'll get back home with time. Karma do all I know, get back home with time. That's his line.
With, let's just say you and Yungeen Ace sitting down together and saying, look, a lot of fuck shit happened on both ends, but we got to get past this and kind of just move on with our careers.
It'll probably happen sooner or later. You never know what God got planned, you know? I told him that a couple times, you know? We be talking time to time, like, you know what I'm saying?
Are you open to working things out with him?
He want to work stuff out because he know he don't know me for real. So it's like, he got what he wanted. Like, he got the fans.
You could say he got what he wanted, but look at the type of losses that he took along the way, along with you as well. And you lost your brother also, right? And your best friend on his birthday.
See, this is the thing. Everybody in my city, they all rap, right? So they rap to diss me so they can get views, so I can respond. So that's their way of like getting on. You know what I'm saying? Everybody, it's like a whole, like when I got shot.
4 men just got convicted of first-degree murder for killing Charles Foolio Jones on his 26th birthday. And before this trial was over, one name came up in that Tampa courtroom so many times that you have to start asking yourself why a man who was never charged is looking more connected by the day. That name is Yungeen Ace. Before the arrests were even made, a masked man went on the internet and said it plainly. Ace had put up $10,000 and told him to slide on Foolio. Law enforcement confirmed in open court that they've been watching Yungeen Ace for years. His diss track was played as prosecution evidence. A detective testified he sent a meme to one of the convicted killers around the time of the murder. The gang that carried out this killing has his name built into its identity. ATK, AC's Top Killers. Here's everything that happened, from the origins of this war to the verdict to where the investigation stands right now. Charles Jones grew up in the Moncrief neighborhood of Jacksonville, Florida, one of the most overlooked but genuinely dangerous cities in the country. His father was murdered in 2011 when Foolio was 13. He grew up affiliated with 6 Block, part of the KTA crew. He started rapping around 2017, and by his early 20s, he was one of the highest profile figures on his side of an active Jacksonville gang war. The man at the top of the other side was Yungeen Ace, real name Kiana Bullard. The war started after Foolio's 18-year-old cousin was shot and killed in 2017. The following year, Ace was shot in a retaliatory attack that also killed his brother and 2 close friends, 3 people gone in one night. Then Foolio made it worse by posting disrespectful content about Ace's dead on social media. By 2021, the beef went national. Ace dropped Who I Smoke, naming Foolio's fallen. Foolio responded with When I See You, sampling actual news coverage of Ace's brother's death. By that point, the whole country was watching, and law enforcement had documented killing after killing connected to both sides, going back years. That's the world Foolio was living in on June 14, 2024, when he started posting Instagram flyers promoting his birthday celebration in Tampa. 1 million followers, all seeing exactly where he was going to be, what venue, what weekend. Prosecutors made clear in court that those posts are what triggered the final planning stages of his murder. 5 people made the drive from Jacksonville to Tampa on the night of June 22nd. Isaiah Chance, Shagathite, cousins Rashad and Davion Murphy, and Chance's girlfriend Alicia Andrews. It came with rifles, a modified fully automatic pistol, and a plan. Andrews and Chance were assigned to track Foolio's movements in a silver Chevrolet Cruze, following him club to club, relaying his location to the shooters in a separate Chevy Impala. Foolio's original party location was an Airbnb, but police shut it down for overcrowding. He posted on Instagram again, announcing he was moving the party near the University of South Florida. He was unknowingly feeding his location to the people hunting him in real time. The convoy followed him to a cluster of hotels on McKinley Drive. Foolio was sitting in the passenger seat of a black Dodge Charger, trying to check into the Home 2 suites when 3 masked gunmen opened fire from the parking lot. roughly 40 rounds. A medical examiner later testified a fatal shot passed directly through his heart, lungs, and aorta. 3 others in his crew were wounded but survived. The shooters fled in the Impala. They had modified their rifles so no shell casings would be left behind. This was not a spontaneous hit. Foolio was pronounced dead at the scene. He was 26 years old. Hours later, Yungeen Ace dropped a new diss track. About 2 weeks after the murder, before police had made a single arrest, a masked man posted a video online. Voice not fully disguised, face covered. He said he was the one who got Foolio that night at his birthday. Then he explained the motivation. Ace had put up $10,000, told him to slide, told him to handle it because he was tired of Foolio running his mouth. The masked man expressed no remorse. He wanted the streets to know. That video set the tone for everything that followed. Ace's name was now attached to this murder in the public eye, and law enforcement was paying close attention. Ace went on Instagram Live and denied involvement. He said he didn't condone what happened. He even claimed he and Foolio had been on speaking terms before the murder, that he'd told his longtime enemy to lay low and stay off the streets. The streets weren't buying it. The arrests came fast. On July 29, 2024, just over a month after the murder, Tampa police announced Isaiah Chance, Alicia Andrews, and Shaw Gathite were all in custody in Jacksonville. Rashad Murphy was arrested the following day. When officers approached him at a hotel, he ran. 2 taser deployments later, he was in handcuffs. Davion Murphy stayed on the run for over 6 months before being arrested January 6, 2025. The evidence was staggering. License plate readers tracked the suspect vehicles in a convoy from Jacksonville to Tampa. Surveillance footage from USF poll cameras, the hotel, and nearby Tesla dashcams documented the entire operation. Cell tower data placed every suspect at the scene. Ballistics matched. The same ammunition used to kill Foolio matched shell casings from a 2022 homicide and a 2023 attempt on Foolio's life that Gathite had also been linked to. Detectives found firearm ammunition and tactical gear during a search warrant at a connected residence. And after Davion Murphy's arrest, surveillance cameras inside the interrogation room caught him when he thought no one was watching, acting out a shooting motion like he was reliving it. That footage was played for the jury. Alicia Andrews was tried separately in October 2025 and convicted of manslaughter for her role as the lookout. She faces up to 15 years, with sentencing delayed due to ongoing legal challenges over judicial bias in her case. The main trial for the 4 male defendants began April 22nd, 2026. On day 1, prosecutors played Yungeen Ace's music for the jury, specifically Game Over, a track released 5 days after Foolio's murder. They argued the lyrics directly referenced the killing and used the song to map out the entire gang war for the jury. A diss track by an uncharged man was played as prosecution evidence in a capital murder trial. That's how central Ace's role was to the prosecution's narrative. JSO gang unit detectives testified that Ace is believed to be at the helm of ATK, and that law enforcement monitors his social media, his videos, and his movements to track gang activity. One detective testified directly. Based on the investigation, everybody seems to follow him. Where he's at, there's usually a bunch of people. He has the most followers, gets the most views. Detectives also testified that a meme was sent from Ace's account to one of the suspects around the time of the killing. Not a charge, not an arrest, but the kind of detail that makes prosecutors look twice. On May 8, 2026, after 8 hours of deliberation, the jury returned its verdicts. Isaiah Chance, guilty of first-degree murder. Shagathite, guilty of first-degree murder. Rashad Murphy, guilty of first-degree murder. Davion Murphy, guilty of first-degree murder. All 4 unanimous on both first-degree murder and conspiracy to commit murder. All 4 now face life in prison or the death penalty. The penalty phase began immediately. Foolio's mother, Cindrius Mays, had been present throughout the entire process. When the verdicts came down, she went on Instagram and celebrated with bottles of Don Julio tequila, reclaiming the very image that Rashad Murphy had used to taunt her son's death the night he was killed. She captioned it, "Justice for Foolio." 2 years of hearings, delays, motions, and courtroom drama. Her son's killers are convicted. But the full picture remains unfinished. The question of why Yungeen Ace hasn't been charged is more complicated than it looks. In April 2024, 2 months before Foolio was killed, Ace was pulled over with 7 loaded firearms in a car. Charges were filed. Then on July 3rd, 2024, days after the murder, those charges were dropped due to insufficient evidence. DNA testing on the weapons came back inconclusive. No search warrant was ever sought for his phone. Dropping those charges didn't mean law enforcement was done. When Jacksonville Sheriff T.K. Waters was asked about Ace after Foolio's death, he was deliberate. Yungeen Ace has long been known in Jacksonville. He can't move around without us knowing about it. Detectives have confirmed in open court that JSO has an acknowledged ongoing investigation into Ace's possible involvement in Foolio's murder. That investigation has never been officially closed. The legal bar for a capital murder case is about as high as it gets. Prosecutors are not going to move until they have something that will stick, because if they charge too early and it doesn't hold, he walks free permanently. That appears to be where things stand. The 4 men who drove from Jacksonville to Tampa with rifles and a plan are convicted. The woman who tracked Foolio through the city is convicted. The gang that carried out the killing has one man's name built into its identity. His music was played as evidence. His communications were referenced in testimony. And law enforcement has stated clearly that they never stopped watching him. Whether a charge ever comes is the question that remains. RIP Foolio. Subscribe for every update on this case as the penalty phase and the ongoing investigation develop.